Welcome back, everyone, to the HNL Movement podcast. We have one of what I would consider a great mentor to me when he was in Hawaii. And I would like to introduce a fellow athletic trainer, Takashi Moribe. Thank you so much for joining me, Takashi.
Well, thank you for having me, Andrew.
Yeah, so you are in Japan and you've been in Japan for maybe almost eight,
Eight
nine, or
years
8 years now. Yes.
Yeah.
And before that, we'll go into your whole history, but before that, you were one of the assistant athletic trainers at the University of Hawaii. And just to give a little backstory, because I don't think you even realize this, but during that time, that's when I was still volunteering, trying to get into the athletic training master's program. And you probably vaguely remember, but there was one year that due to budget cuts, there was no new students being accepted into the program. So that whole year, I was just waiting around, still volunteering. I appreciated everyone's help, guiding me along the way. But there were a lot of times that I talked to you and, of course, other athletic trainers at UH, and the conversation was pretty much, I don't know if I want to wait around and stick this out, but I'm so glad that all of you encouraged me to keep going because the rest is history, I would say. And I'm so happy that I did become an athletic trainer and work with wonderful people like you. I'm not sure
Oh,
if you remember too much of those conversations. Yeah.
I mean, I remember like you being around and trying to do everything what you can do, and which not everybody can do that. Everybody knows that you were supposed to like give everything, you
Mhm.
know, but most people just give up, but you didn't. So. I was having a great time with you talking to whatever stuff we talked about. Maybe we
Yes.
can talk about it here or maybe not, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was a
great
good time.
experience, and I learned a ton from you too. So let's go into your background briefly. Some of this I actually just learned today, your path to becoming an athletic trainer. But why don't you start with, growing up in Japan and then making that transition to coming to the US to get your degree and becoming a certified athletic trainer. What was that like for you?
Well, I mean, it's kind of long story, but I was born and raised in Japan. Then I was playing sports while I was growing up, and I got tons of injuries as well. And I played lacrosse in college. Then again, I got tons of injuries. Then I was like, at that time, since I'm kind of old, older than you are. So at that time in Japan, we didn't have athletic trainers, and we had trainers, but they were more like acupuncturists and the massage therapists, so that they don't have the what you want to call like prevention kind of medical background, so that they are really uh, good at caring coming back from the injuries, but not the preventions, right?
Mhm.
So that I was like, there has to be better way,
Yeah.
because once we get injured, all we had to do is either quit or having a surgery and sitting
Mhm.
out,
Yes.
for a year or so. So I was like, there gotta be a better way, but I couldn't find the way at that moment. Then I was lucky enough to meet the guy, Mr. Kazu Tomooka, who used to be the head strength coach at the Major League Baseball team. And he was like, hey, maybe you should go to the States, and there is an athletic trainer job and strength conditioning coach, and maybe you are interested in. That was like, yeah, right. Because at that moment I wasn't able to speak English much. But
Mhm.
lucky enough, I had a chance to go to University of Hawaii as an exchange student while I was in college in Japan. Then I met Eric Okazaki, former UH, and
Yes.
our boss, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then I stayed there for a year. Then I was talking to him and coming from Japan and playing sports, and this is something I'm interested in. He was like, I still remember that old training room and the big green heavy door. I was like banging the door. And
Yes.
at that time, it was a lunch break. And he was like so pissed. And he was like, because I didn't have make an appointment. I just like knocking, banging on the door. He was like,
Yes.
what? And I just told him everything. And he was like, 5 a.m. tomorrow at the football field. I was like, what? you know,
Yes.
but that's how I got started. But yeah, then, I had a great experience like you did for a year, but I had to go back to Japan, finish my college. Then I was going to go back to the States again. But at the moment, NATA changed the certification program, whatnot, so that we didn't have the internship route, and UH didn't got approved for the accredited program. So that I had to find another way. In the meantime, I had some family issues. My mom got sick and stuff, so that I decided to stay for a few years. Then I was working at the junior high and high school as an English teacher for a couple of years, I think. Then those 2 years, I was just like so busy. But I was kind of coaching basketball team at the school and seeing so many girls are getting injuries. Then I was like, what am I doing? You know, I spent a year and kind of seeing athletic training, but I know what to do, I think, but I really do not know,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
then I was like so frustrated. But at the time, the teaching job was so busy. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Then I got an email from Jason Gu, who is the former UH athletic trainer as well. Then he was like, what are you doing? You're not coming back. Then I was like, yeah, I'm coming back. And then like few months later, I quit the school. Then, but UH was not approved yet, so that I applied for the University of Arkansas and then got entry-level master's program, then got accepted. That's how it kind of started.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's interesting to hear everyone's story because, it's usually this windy path of how we all end up to get certified eventually.